Previously on the Atomless.
Azhaam, he.
Ayg, she.
My name is Theriac.
What's up? My name's Skye. Welcome to the patchwork, my dudes.
Welcome to the lower decks. There is a race going on. There's big money involved. Money that we need.
Hive. It's been a long time, old friend.
I've worked for Void for way before I met you.
I cannot go back to my family and force myself into their lives. Like it's the same. It's not the same, and I can't be who they want me to be anymore.
More research regarding the crystal.
And you find data, like someone has imprinted this thing with almost a message. At the finish line, there's a check. If you're not part of Void, your engine goes up.
Skye, I'm sorry. There's gonna be a bomb. I know, the classic finish line bomb. It's gonna be so great.
You fall from the car, and Ayg is like flies off.
Keep going, Ayg.
State your business.
Can I just shoot one of them?
There are 2 lawmen cars, almost lying in wait.
I bring my goggles up and say, "What's up, fuckers?" I'd like to speed off.
The mechanical device dims as it has been deactivated.
I'm going to about-face turn to the last 2 and basically motion, come here.
I stick out her middle finger and then gun it.
You just make it through past the finish line before anyone else.
Hive, I need your help.
Azhaam, the cold water that pounds on your skin hisses as you sprint through the streets of Saga. There is a fugitive on the loose. Any information you have, come to the lawmen and we'll give you a reward. With searchlights flying just above the smog, Skye is no longer in sight. You've been running for a little bit. There is a fog behind you and in front. You could easily get back to Ayg and Theriac, but still take you a few minutes.
I would like to attempt something.
Okay.
So I have this expertise talent as an envoy. I can use subtle clues to anticipate the location of a creature. While I'm aware of a creature's presence, can I use my sense motive bonus to attempt perception checks to search for that creature?
Oh. Okay, brilliant. Roll me a sense motive.
I rolled a 6 on that die. 26. This is one of the things I'm very good at, I'm sorry.
Skye is far quicker than you. She got away on her hoverboard, which is literally built for speed.
Mm-hmm.
You saw in the race, she was keeping up with vehicles, full 4-wheeled trucks, cars, bikes. Just her and a little hoverboard that she has built from scratch. But there are hints. Small ones, but still some hints of her presence. On rooftops you can see that there are parts which are disturbed, rails that have been grinded on, tiles that have slightly fallen off. There's also higher concentration of these lawmen in a set area.
Is there a vehicle around that I could maybe boost?
Oh, absolutely. There's some cars in a car park.
I look for the dustiest one, the one that looks like it hasn't been used in a long while.
I'ma get my dice out. The higher I roll on this, the more dusty. If I roll a crit fail, every car there has been used quite recently. Okay. It doesn't take you long to spot a car. It has clearly not seen love in a long time. Nobody's been even sleeping in it. Chipped green paint, broken headlight. One of the wheels has been lifted out. The back window's been smashed in. Everything kind of useful has been grabbed from it. Basically, all cars in the lower decks are analog cars. If you're, like, super lucky or wealthy, you get a hover thing so you can get out, but not a lot of people do. If the energy works, it is probably still usable.
Excellent. What do I need to do to grab it and go?
I mean, you need to hotwire it. I feel like Azhaam hasn't boosted a lot of cars.
No, not exactly. He's boosted spaceships, business vehicles, mostly hover vehicles in that case, and one four-wheeled cart. The concept's the same, right?
I'm going to give you this. Spaceships, spacecraft, hover cars, they all work on a more electronic interface when hacking in. These analog work on wires. You know how to, like, cut wires and split the coppers and spark it. You've not personally boosted a car like this before, but you could. You could. So you can do an engineering if you'd like.
I rolled a 22.
Okay. It takes some time. It's an old car.
It's a Prius.
I see, because I was going to say a Honda Civic. You break in the side window, manage to just, like, get the door. It's rusted and takes a few pulls, but you manage to, and then it takes a little longer to close. Lights flicker on. One of them does, the other one is broken. There's a small interface, 10 years out of date.
This car's younger than I am. I get in, and I quickly, like, dictate a message to Theriac and Ayg that I'm looking for Skye and might be a while, and then head off.
You reverse out onto the busy, neoned streets of the lower decks. Ayg and Theriac, you stand at the finish line. Some people are slow to finish. One of the people that finished turned immediately back round and drove back down the smog road, sending out a signal to other cars that the race is done and there's no point anymore. You could hear some cars pulling off to the side and going down small alleyways. There is a truck holding Void members who, after you passed, stopped, turned the car off, and have been eyeing you as Azhaam ran off. The two people who fought Theriac earlier have come back. Theriac, they give you like a wide berth as they walk back through the alleyway of the skyscraper and walk to their friend who has stopped moving. One of them kneels slightly closer to them and checks a pulse. Kind of whispers something to themselves, and then they both like pick them up and drag them to a less directly in the middle of the square area. Because although people die in the lower decks all the time, just keeping a body in the square is not a thing which is really done. There's one in particular, a bigger Vesk. They're like this huge lizard form. They look kind of like a chameleon, these big bug eyes with a streak of red, almost like an imitation mohawk that goes down them and down their back. Their eyes, one of them seems to be trying to spot everywhere, and the other one is staring directly at the pair of you.
Theriac. People are looking.
They certainly are. I probably should not be here. Where do we get the money?
I think Skye knew that.
The street has this like big flood of light as someone pulls around the corner in a slightly futuristic muscle wagon. you've seen Track before because they did the 3-2-1 on the race. They did the opening. They're a cyborg more than they are an android, as they are mostly robotic parts, but do have like some organic human features. They have a real mohawk, and then on another side of their head they have like a metal plating of a mohawk, like a faux one pretending. They're wearing this classic biker jacket vest with patches on and some like minor spikes. As they pull around, they park up next to this chameleon Vesk. Look at them, and then this Vesk looks toward Track and then nods over to you.
I'll walk over.
Hey, you're the winner.
That's right. Wasn't anything.
Well, you beat some of the best racers that all of the lower decks have. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So for the credits,
That's right.
I set up the race. School handles all the money stuff. You're going to be getting the money from them.
Okay. Not from you.
No. You'll be meeting up with school. They're on the upper decks. Hey, tell you what, if you got a phone, I'll just send you the address. They pull out like a small thin piece of glass, which is kind of like a new updated phone that you'd know.
What's the address? Do you just tell it to me? I'll plug it in.
It's Waymorth's school for the young and gifted. They kind of run the joint.
There, that was easy enough, thank you. Well, lovely race you've all put on. You have a top-notch day. I'll catch the next one. Running.
Yeah, they turn back to this Vesk and they just start talking, and you run out of earshot. And you run back up to Theriac.
Just keep moving, keep moving.
Okay.
Keep
All
going.
Right.
There's a place to pick up the money. Waymorth School for the young and gifted, and it's up top. We might be getting a little bit of a runaround, but I didn't feel like I was in a good position to start arguing.
It's probably best you didn't put up a fight.
Yeah, no, we're gonna go to this school. There's a guy named School, and that's who's gonna give us the credits that we earned.
His name is
in this
School?
race. Apparently.
What was the thing? Did Azhaam say that the reason behind their names was that's where they had their first murder?
Yep.
Ooh,
You don't have to come in to the actual school with me.
You know what? I think that's probably the best. Would you like me to be there in case things go sideways?
This does make me a touch nervous. I don't want you to put yourself into any...
If you want me there, I will be there. If you need a voice, support, or whatever you need, I...
Theriac, please come with me.
All right. Don't have to tell me twice.
As you leave the main square, are you going to your normal sneak route?
I do, especially traveling with Theriac. I want as few people to see where we're going as possible.
A spotlight and hovering lawmen over you. And we follow the lawmen down the smog road and through the streets. the searchlight flicks through a window of a well-used but still quite shabby house. You, Skye, and Hive both duck behind a table. He flicks the moth-ridden curtains shut. Even though they're good at obscuring you, some of the light still peeks through some of the holes. They wait as the noise of a vehicle sounds overhead and flies off into the distance.
Okay. Fuck. They're probably getting bored. Maybe moving on.
Maybe. There a back entrance I could sneak out of? Fade into the night. Never be seen again, hopefully.
We got something for you. Do you know John's?
The hot dog place?
Yeah. I'm gonna need you to go to John's, go to the counter, and ask for a hot dog beer. Not a hot dog in a beer. That is a thing they have on the menu, but a hot dog beer.
Okay, are they gonna let me do that? I don't have ID or anything.
No. Trust me. I know a few people that have used John's to, hide out before. You'll be fine. You just need to pay. Have you got any money on you? Any credits? Cred stick?
I think so. Pretty sure I do, yeah. I'm just so frazzled from being chased by the lawmen. Yeah, I got 765 credits on me.
Perfect.
Now.
Yeah, you only need 100. They'll hide you out for a little bit, and then they'll get a car and hide you and take you to where you need to go. Do you know where you're trying to go? Do you have a meeting point?
I mean, I guess I'm trying to get back to the patch work.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Wait, why didn't I think about doing this before? I'm gonna take out my phone and I'm gonna do we have a group chat? I can make us a group chat.
You can start a group chat, yeah,
I'm gonna
absolutely.
text the group. Yeah, I'm gonna start a group chat. Hey, I'm okay. Smiley face emoji. I'm just gonna go hide out at John's for a while. Want me to pick anything up? Okay, then I'm gonna put my phone away. I'm gonna put my gas mask on and my goggles, and I'm gonna head towards the back door.
Thanks, Hive. I owe you 2.
You're all good. You're lucky I was here. I'm not normally here at this time, but I guess fate aligned or whatever.
Hopefully that happens a lot more.
I'm glad to see you're okay and not dead.
Yet.
Have you got a weapon on you?
Yeah, I got my bow staff, but I can't imagine that attacking a lawman is gonna go well for me. I don't want to add anything else to my resume. I just want to get off planet.
Just in case things happen. What's the plan?
I never had one.
Right now, for when you leave the back door, what are we doing?
We're going to John's.
Yep.
And asking for a hot dog beer. Not a hot dog in a beer, which is a thing on the menu, but a hot dog beer.
Hot dog beer. Perfect.
Did I ace the pop quiz?
You aced the pop quiz, flying colors. You're good aside from that, though? You don't need anything?
I mean, I need a lot of things, but I think I'm gonna leave that up to fate and not you.
That's fair.
Take care of yourself.
You too. See you later, superstar.
And then he gonna hold out a little fist to bump. And then as soon as you bump the fist, door opens and he ushers you out.
Speed off towards John's.
You rush under the cover of night. Are you using your hoverboard to get around?
Using my hoverboard, and I also got my gas mask on, which, I don't know if narratively it makes a lot of sense, but I have a little feat that's you're indistinguishable when you're wearing a mask.
Yes. As you're rushing through, because you're using your hoverboard, you will only need to make like one check. Let's have this be a reflex, like kind of like a dexterity speed type thing.
The curse continues. I rolled a 4, so it's a 7 in total.
You...
I think I texted the group chat.
You zoom through the streets. Azhaam, can you make me a sense motive check? That last one that you need for the... To make sure that you could catching up with people. I apologize, I meant to come back to you earlier.
Dirty 20.
Skye, you're racing through the streets. You're going at a speed that, like, most cars can't reach. But because of this and the, like, built-in flashiness of your board, you hear above you as a lawman car flies over, and the spotlight just, like, hits the tip of you, and then immediately locks on and spots you. And then there's this huge blast of sirens as this one lawman car alerts all of the others around. Azhaam, you are driving a few streets away, but you hear this, and hearing this makes you immediately understand what is going on. These lawmen start, like, they turn quick, and they start lowering down to come grab you, Skye. Skye, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna just kind of speed away.
You're just fucking cheesing it?
You said specifically my board can go faster than any car.
Your board can go faster than most cars. It can't go. It will probably be able to keep up with, if not get outrun by lawmen. You're flying off. I'm gonna have you make a skill check. Just argue me a skill of how you're gonna get away from this situation.
I'm in my mind. She's like going through alleyways and grinding down rails and like going through crowded areas and dodging people. So I'm gonna say acrobatics.
I love that. That's very good, actually. Yeah.
16.
That rules. You flying on. There is a very narrow alleyway that you spot. There's a couple walking out of this alleyway. It goes down to like a gravel park. You've spent like some time there. It's a community built park. It has like some playthings in it which aren't like super up to code, but they're pretty well built. As this couple walks out, you like hit the wall and do like a full like grind on the wall around this couple, knowing that the lawman can't get into this area as the actual alleyway is way too thin. You then grind down the rail into the park, shoot out the other end, and John's is like right in front of you. The lawmen are still hot on your tail, but you have like a few seconds.
I run straight into the Johns. I book it to the counter. I slap my hands down and I say, I would like a hot dog beer stat.
This bartender, who's like this large slug with these multiple mouths, is like,
Whoa, okay, I understand. If you'd like to take that booth over there, we'll get you your order immediately, Mom. Thank you so much.
I go to the booth.
you sit down. A few seconds pass.
Can I ask if I could do a thing?
Absolutely, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm hot in pursuit. I know roughly where Skye's going now, even if I haven't checked my phone. And I know how lawmen tend to interact almost anywhere. Can I use Tactician to basically create a massive distraction? Head them off? Slow them down? Anything?
Yes, you can. The DC is going to be quite high because they do have like an idea and a sightline on Skye. A lot of them are going to like know where to go. You also know that they're probably communicating. So unless your diversion is ramming into a lawman car.
Alright. Let's hope things go well for us, shall we?
Yeah.
Well, on the plus side, I did not crit fail. On the negative side, I still rolled a 2, so that makes it a 9.
What is Azhaam trying to do?
The idea is just create a gigantic explosion distraction. Drive right in front of the lawman vehicles, put something in front of the accelerator pad and jump out, so it just hits against a wall and explodes. The car. Without him in it. That's important.
I will remind you that you did fail this roll quite spectacularly.
I know.
And you have given me this, so I am going to take it.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
You speed around the corner. Italian Job-esque, professional style, Tokyo Drift. You're on the street where Jajon's is. A car raises above the roof. You put it into full speed, immediate acceleration. You open the door to jump out, but the door is so rusted that you're not quite able to get it fully open. And as this lawman car flies down, you meet it. There's this huge boosh as the car smashes into the front of the car that you have taken. And you're rocked as the car slams into the wall after spinning a few times. Can you roll me a reflex check? Just real quick.
Sure. Of course. It's fine. I'd love to. 23. Now you work.
Nice. You take that's 20 damage straight.
Is it fire damage, considering this is an explosion thing?
It's not. It is bludgeoning at this point.
Damn it. Okay.
Are we still up?
We're digging into health now, but yeah, we're up.
The lawman car is also a little wrecked. Not nearly as bad off as you, but they are still like a little dazed. This impact seemed to dent the door that you had so much that you push it open and roll out injured, but before these lawmen are up.
This is gonna
See
suck.
any of this from the window?
No, not yet. You hear it, definitely. You get in.
But I have no idea Azhaam's out there.
Yeah, you get in, sit down, you hear this woo woo of sirens, and then a boosh of outside as there was clearly some type of wreck.
Is there any chance the lawmen have seen my face?
No.
Can I point my hands towards the cars containing the lawmen, light them up like a Christmas tree, and fry them in their cars?
Oh, shit. Yes, you can absolutely do that. You're doing your...
Overheat.
This is the Rachel ability?
Yeah. So, technically speaking, I have internal heat that I use to generate this, but there's also... The spell specifically suggests that I collect heat generated by nearby bodies and devices, so I feel like this is like a really terrifying looking thermal wave right now. Yeah, I fall out of the car, I spin around, one knee on the ground, place my hands directly forward. 1 second I think about it. And then the color, the energy, the light drains from my horns and the rest of my body, as it did last time. My fingertips turn white hot, and... So I need to roll 2d8.
Your horns dim. This wave of fire like bursts from you, slightly stronger than it was on the Leviathan's eye, as this congested, pointed anger bursts out of your hand and just engulfs the side of this car. The noise of this flame is so loud that you can barely hear the screams from inside of it, but they do die out quite quick. I don't feel bad. If you wanna redo, we're happy to redo.
one, Azhaam's not a fan of cops. Two, right now the priority is making sure Skye's okay, and these people are probably not going to treat Skye okay.
Probably not.
So it has to be done. At least it was quick. So he'll dust himself off as he stands up and limp inside our friendly local space dock place.
There is a stage which has an open mic, which is currently going on. But as the door opens, it stops. The performer, stutters a little. The noise of the restaurant goes down slightly. And then as they see you, it picks back up again, and people start talking normally. Skye, you do see Azhaam. Azhaam, you don't see Skye. Not at first.
I look a little stunned. Raise my hand up as if to say, "Hey, over here."
As soon as Skye makes herself known, you can see Skye. She's off in a booth nearer the back of Jajon's.
I wince as I pull myself into the booth.
What the crap happened to you?
Oh, lawmen, car crash. Fire?
What?
Right, well, they were coming after you, so I thought make an explosion distraction. Turns out car's old, couldn't get out in time. Finished the job. You okay?
I mean, now, yeah, I'm feeling a couple of emotions. The first of which, I guess, is gratitude. Level of anger, I think, because lawmen were originally just coming after me, but now they're also going to be coming after you.
Skye, I didn't leave survivors. So I don't think they saw my face.
You hear the doors open again. These two lawmen step in. These two lawmen look around. The music that stuttered as Azhaam you entered has seemed to completely stop. They take note. And the lawmen back off and leave. As they open the door again, you can see the lights from the outside being reflected in the windows. The performer finishes their set. They are human. They have darker skin. They have a small ponytail. Thank you, everyone. My name's Toheeb. Appreciate it. I'll see y'all next week. They walk around and they go over to your table. Hey, I'm Toheeb. You ordered the hot dog beer? Is that correct?
Yeah.
You ordered a what now?
I suppose he'll be having what I'm having.
I don't know why he sold you it, because I'm pretty sure we don't have it, but we might have some in the back. Do you want to come help me look in the back for some?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
thank you so much. This is
would
so...
love that.
So, are you here for any occasion?
Just passing through.
They normally tell me where we're going.
Anywhere but here.
We have a ship to go to.
They take out clearly a car key and they click and there is a from outside. I can't find any fucking hot dog beer here. That's crazy.
Oh, weird. Oh, you know what I did find though is 100 credits in my pocket.
That would get us a new crate. This hot dog beer, it's selling like hotcakes, and we're basically the only people who sell it, and people definitely want it.
dogs.
Oh,
could
hot
say.
dogs.
Uh-huh.
I like you. That's fun.
I'm gonna get in the car now. Is that okay with everyone?
Sure thing. Why don't you two sit in the back and I'll act like you're a chauffeur?
Sounds great.
Lead to a small like a yellow buggy, like the curved yellow top, and it's well loved for a car. It's quite old, but it's well looked after. The inside is like clean and nice. The key that they use to like it has like a bunch of different like smaller keychains on it. I've just gotten my license legally.
Take it from me, kid. Driving is a very dangerous thing.
Yeah, you don't look so great. They lean over to the glove compartment, and there's a few medical quick fix like injectors that they have. You can use one of these if you'd like. It'll only fix you up a tiny bit, but it might make you feel a little better.
Sure, why not?
So, we're looking for a ship, eh? Are we looking on the upper decks, or is there one down here?
We're going to Scrapyard.
Oh, shit. We're friends with Scrap. Oh, I love that. Okay. Yeah, sure. I ain't seen the old guy in a while.
Wait, has it been Scrap's yard? Listen to... I thought it was just Scrap Yard. Oh, makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, it is just the Scrapyard, but whenever you... on, like, the big entrance is, like, the... pulled from, like, license plates has been, like, hammered in Scrap's Scrapyard over the. So... that must make you Skye, right? Do you know Scrap? You going to Scrap's Scrapyard?
I mean, not very well. He just had a ride for me off of Saga. We're acquaintances at this point.
Ah, well, it's always nice to meet an acquaintance, at least. They start the engine. Do you mind if I put some music on? Is that fine?
I mean, sure. I can't imagine it'll match the mood very well, but that sounds hilarious. Listen, Azhaam.
Yeah.
I emotionally cannot decide whether I'm glad you did what you did or I wish you hadn't have done it. So if you could just do me a solid and save me the confusion from here on out, just don't leave no survivors, especially not on my account. Do you think you can do that?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. You ran off kind of quick. You... Sure, everything's okay. How did you get here?
Well, I noticed that Ayg had a chance of winning the race if I distracted the lawmen. So I distracted the lawmen, and then I evaded the lawmen, and I wound up here.
I mean, you must have taken a scenic route.
I might have had a little help from Hive, but, you know...
You know... Oh... Don't mention my name to Hive. I thought it was like, he wants to kill me, not... I know them, and they're kind of a friend, but kind of not.
I mean, they are kind of a friend, kind of not. I've already left a lot of footprints on this planet. I don't want to leave any more. No, so even the people I like, I don't want them to know I'm here. I just want to get the money from the race, get the drift core, and get as far away from here as possible.
Ayg's on it. Wait. Skye, your name is... Skye.
Yeah?
Like Hive's name is Hive.
Maybe.
We'll get back on the ship very quickly. No worries.
This guy's just quiet from that point on.
Azhaam, lets this out. It's right.
Sorry, I just clicked back to the call.
Cool. We are actually... I tell you what. We're actually going to go to break there.
Oh my god.
As that happens.
Yeah! I need a minute.
Ayg, Theriac, I'm going to give you a choice. Now, Skye did text saying, I'm going to be at Jajan's. Would you like to receive this text as you get to the foot of the ladder, which leads to the pipe, that leads to the vent, that leads to the sewer, that leads to the upper decks? Or would you like to get it when you've already appeared at the upper decks? You've just gotten out, lifted up the manhole cover. As soon as you do that, a signal on both your phones.
I think narratively, it's more fun if we don't get in until we're all the way up.
You lift the manhole cover. As soon as you do, the red sun of Aesir welcomes you back to the beautiful upper decks. There is some bird song. The rain is no longer can no longer really be heard, and both you get a on your phones.
Ayg responds, "We won the race!" Exclamation point. Going to get our money now. Waymorth School for the young and gifted. And I share my location with the group chat.
Skye's both of you still in Toheeb's car get a ding on your phone as this message comes through.
Meet you at the ship.
Just tell him we'll meet them at the school.
School? Okay, you
What
tell
was
a
your
driver.
face? Take a left up here, a right after that, and then it's the building with the red doors.
You don't think that our hot dog pickup is a scrapyard anymore?
There's plenty of hot dogs at Waymorth's.
Fucking, what's the name of it?
It's Waymorths. Waymorths. There's Waymorths. There you go. Think of it like that.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
My brain just stopped working.
See you at
School. Send. And I accidentally typed see you at skull.
Nice.
I type
Cool
back
kid
a
over here.
series of question marks.
Theriac will also type out a series of question marks.
Both of you have your phones. You're outside of the. You're outside of the
walking
thing,
next to each
and you're
other.
both like.
What the hell?
Before we get close to Waymorth School, can I just kind of look it up? Just see. I don't know if I
Yeah.
have been here before.
Oh, absolutely. You almost definitely wouldn't have. A really quick cursory search engine search brings up Waymorth School for the young and gifted is an extremely prestigious school. They have an exception to some of the big businesses by almost 70%. It's very good. They boast state-of-the-art facilities. It is a boarding school, so people go there normally to stay, but there are a few outside. They come in and they teach and learn there. On the face from their website, it's a good place to be.
All right. Well, it doesn't seem seedy. Maybe the person just likes to do business in a place where people are less likely to steal from them.
I suppose. Also at this point, Theriac has not taken off their terrarium.
Yeah.
How adept are you at negotiations and diplomacy?
I can be good at it. I'm all right.
I just want to know, because I most likely will not be speaking during this. Just haven't seen you strike a deal before, I suppose.
Oh, well, I do, actually. That's kind of what I do. For work. I don't know that I'm good at it, but I do it successfully most of the time. You do not have to talk.
Okay. I will restrain myself as much as I can. I am not sure I have much to input in the first place, seeing as I did not really participate in the race much, besides what I contributed.
Which was quite a lot. I don't think that I'd be anywhere negotiating anything if you had not participated.
Shot them. Oh.
Right. But I'm here now, and so are you, and I think that this is going to be totally fine, but I didn't want to be totally alone. That's all.
Right. Well, let's go get this bag. I just heard some younger employees say it.
You can see it even a few streets away. It is this very classic looking academy style boarding school. There are these like beautiful spires and this huge courtyard that has a bunch of children to like early to late teens, like the full spectrum, some being the youngest about like 12 going up to what you can assume is like 19, 20-ish. There are a lot of faculty members who are walking about with these nice little tweed jackets, races of all types, well dressed, seemingly whatever they hail from, they are, and whatever their like species is, they are manicured for that species. It's a very suburban road as you get off the public transport, this tram, and have to walk down it. As it's coming into view, there is a chain link fence that surrounds this red and black stone brick academy. As you are walking toward it, and because of the like suburban nature, you pass by like a few smaller shops, just little convenience stores, as well as Theriac. You spot a church as you're walking toward the school. More modern than the school is, with the new build of the upper decks, like even when you walk, the stone has a hollow ring to it, as you can, at sometimes better than others, you can hear the like metal ding of the plate that you're walking on, as if to remind you like where you're stood. And although the Weymouth School is betraying that, trying to look like a time that's long gone, this church seems to be embracing more of a modern look. But even so, it has allowed plants and vines to grow and thrive around it. There are some people walking in and out. There is a sign that talks about the service that is taking place at some point in the next few days.
Theriac is like walking along and just noting like some of the kids and their parents that are nearby and the school itself, and then looks over to the church and kind of like stops dead in their tracks.
You alright? You alright?
Oh, yeah. Wow. I've never seen one of these outside of my home.
Oh, I've never been inside, but I hear they're quite nice.
I hope they are.
Would you want to see it?
I'm not certain that's a high priority at the
No,
moment.
no. Eventually, maybe.
One day. Not today. But thank you for being courteous. I'm not certain we'll even be here for much longer, so...
No, don't say that.
These are criminals. And I still have to get back to Idun, and...
You will. You're going to get back to the Dune. For whatever it is. This is just a little thing we do first, and we are going to survive.
Right. Survival. I think Theriac just takes one more look at the building. Because Theriac knows what the building they've seen looks like. And understands, like, the similar structure and architecture and, like, the symbols that are plastered of, like, different elements of photo. But it's still just so awestruck by, like, a different culture taking that building and putting it in their own, like, culture and how they manufacture things. So, just takes one...
It's like the same puzzle piece, but in a different puzzle.
Right. He takes one last look and just... Alright, we are here to do business. Right?
Exactly.
Right, let's...
That's it. It's going to get paid, that's all.
Yep. Let's move forward.
You get to the gates. The front door is just ahead of you. You need a small walk through a small form of courtyard. It's only a few meters. But yeah, if you're just striding in, people don't really seem to pay much mind. People come and go in this place all the time. It's a school, you know?
Yeah.
Similar to the outside, it looks like it's trying to look classic. There are these automated bots sweeping up, and as you take a step in, although there doesn't seem to be any reception, and there's a light that pulls down, there is an image, a hologram of what looks like a old CRT monitor with a little smiling, like two dots and a smile.
Hi!
Hi, my name is Ayg.
It is good to meet you, Ayg. And you are?
This is a friend of mine, but the business here is really mine.
Okay. How can I help you?
I have to speak with school.
There is a small of recognition.
Please proceed to the main hall. Before you walk into the building, though, everyone does need a visitor's pass. So, I would briefly like your name and to take a small photo.
I want to ask, what is your name?
We should meet in the hall. Can I take your picture for the visitor's pass?
I would love it if you took our picture. You're doing such a good job at this. What a wonderful, wonderful machine you are. And can I use my computer skill to try to befriend the the CRTV?
You absolutely can, yes. You can roll me a computer's check and roll your charisma. You add your charisma to it. Add your charisma bonus to the computer's roll.
God, Ayg is just the best.
Oh my god. Okay, so that is a dirty 20.
A 53.
No, it's a dirty 20.
Beautiful. Perfect.
I rolled pretty low. So.
This seeming AI for Waymorths seems friendly towards you.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll be ready to take a picture real quick. And I try so hard to convey to Theriac in a series of facial expressions that I have a plan and that they should just say any name.
I think Theriac will see that and just go, what?
Well, tell it your name, your very real name.
My name is Smallpox.
Good. And as the picture is about to be taken, I would like to cast dancing lights to put a blur of like light over Theriac's face to obscure them just a little.
This holographic CRT monitor, almost like falls back down the hall a little bit. These two hands come round, and there is a holographic camera. Smile. Please. Then they move back up and they move off to the side to a wall where one of these arms like rests against it. Please take your passes. And out of the wall, these two like Polaroid almost pictures come out. One with Ayg. You said your name, correct?
Yes, I say my real name
Ayg,
and I pose
with your picture on it, and it says visitor's pass, and one saying smallpox. And it looks like camera bleed on the picture.
All you need to do is follow this line.
And a line, the line on the floor, although this blue pulsing turns into red, and then follow this line, and you will get to the main hall, where all our performances are. Once you get there, you'll meet the person you're supposed to meet. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Goodbye. We're doing fine.
And it kind of
so
like
far.
rubber hose like goes up, but there's like a hand, like a little thumbs up that stretches, then is pulled into the top of the ceiling.
Shall we?
Yes.
You're doing great. This is absolutely going to work out.
I thought I had a better name than smallpox.
I thought it's quite scary. You could be quite threatening with that name. What's scarier than the plague?
It's quite lethal without antibiotics.
Exactly. I would be quite intimidated if someone named Smallpox was after me. I'd consider using that if you ever need to be scary.
Let's not go there. Let's not do that.
All right.
Are you wandering down the halls?
Mm-hmm. I follow the line.
Can both of you give me a perception check?
Sure.
Please.
I love rolling in my dice games. It's my favorite. That's not a d20.
Oh, there it is.
Ah.
Wow.
11.
A dirty 20.
Mine was only 11.
Okay. As you're walking down, it's a normal school. There's not much weird about it. A few kids sit on benches outside of classrooms. You walk past people giving talks and classes and lessons. A few doors open and the kids walk out to go wherever it's the bathroom or wherever it is. You also both walk past the teacher's lounge. They're all sat having a conversation. But Theriac, you clock as you pass, the conversation stops, and you briefly look over your shoulder to see about the six people that were in the room looking out the window at you. And as soon as you look over your shoulder and you see these 6 people staring at you, they all go back to talking amongst themselves.
Cool.
You, as you walk toward the hall, you see a small sign just designating where it is. It's got a small trophy case at the side, different awards and things that kids have won. And you see a teacher walking, who's clearly a faculty member, walking not toward you, but toward you, but doesn't seem to be is walking toward you, but not at you.
Yes.
Is just walking in your general direction, coming from the right down the hall from a seemingly just unmarked room, which in a school could be literally anything, as the pair of you arrive at these 2 large double doors which lead on into this main hall.
Yeah, I go.
Theriac is a little...
We're doing it. It's good.
We're doing it.
Rows of chairs already laid out lead you down this hall to a large assembly stage, one which might be used for plays in the winter and when the drama group decide to do them. Large red curtains are shoved off to the side, and there is just one podium with a microphone. There are random school accolades around the hall, but it has that same cold that school assembly halls have. As you walk about halfway down, all of the lights seem to dim slightly. And from the podium, a blue light lights up, and this CRT monitor fills up the entire stage, huge, meters and meters and meters long. reaching all the way up, almost to the roof. The face is no longer these 2 dots in this one smile. It shows a slightly more neutral expression.
Why have you come to see me? I assume it's because you won this race.
I won the race.
Congratulations, Ayg.
As they say your name, their face changes to the full picture of yours that they just took. This clear, crisp, undeniable picture of you.
I must admit, you winning this was not in my programming, so I'm unsure how to proceed.
Oh, well, I think I can help with that. There was a financial prize to winning the race, and I'm here to simply collect it and be on my way. I don't want to cause you any trouble at all. I am sorry that I tripped over your programming.
You did win this race. Therefore, you are deserving of the credits that were offered. However, you have already been, as you put it, a bit of a bother.
There is a whirring noise, and then the podium shifts and moves slightly down and falls into the stage, and then a small platform raises up, angled to face the pair of you as there is a cred stick on this podium.
Well, I do again apologize for any inconvenience. I didn't mean to be a bother by winning, I just did.
Unfortunately, I cannot seem to reach anyone off of this planet. So, I will just proceed as planned. Your creds are here.
Well, thank you. I will go and cautiously take the credit stick. Yeah, put it in my pocket. I say, I'm so sorry that you're unable to reach outside. Do you need any assistance? Do you need us to get a message to anyone?
If you come across Nebula and the Far Travelers, please hand yourself in to them and let them deal with you.
You know what? I absolutely promise that if I come across them, I will do exactly that.
Thank you.
I'm terribly sorry. Did you say that you did not account for certain variables in your predictive analysis?
I did not. We had numerous fail-safes.
I was aware of a combustible device planted at the end, and went to check, and it had already been dismantled before the end of the race.
Yes. Roll me a bluff.
Should I roll anything?
Excited about that?
Yeah, I got a pretty good bluff.
Fuck. Jesus Lord.
I got 24.
Yeah!
The screen of the CRT changes again. It is seemingly security footage from the skyscraper building across from the main square, where the finish line was. It plays as you watch these 3 Void members placing the bomb down. And then you, Theriac, and Azhaam pull up, get out. And Theriac, you immediately pull a gun and shoot the first person with the bomb. It then fasts forward to you knelt at the finish line post, but it's obscured of what you're doing, and then flicks to another angle where you're also obscured.
I can see here that you did look at the device, but I am not sure if you tinkered with it at all. Thank you for this information. I'll be sure to pass it on to my superiors.
That footage, is it really very important? Do you really need it? Seems like a waste of good storage.
I have multiple billion terabytes of storage. A few simple pieces of footage doesn't do me that much harm.
Can I ask you? Have you ever heard of a game called Ynet?
I have. I have caught 256 children playing Ynet.
Well, have you played?
I have no need to play video games.
Hardly anyone has a need to play video games, but I hear it's quite fun.
I'm sure it is.
Well, I think it would be fun if you just replace some of that footage with, I don't know, 400 open servers on Ynet. And I would like to.
Hell yeah, let's turn this whole school into a LAN party. Let's rock.
What is happening?
That is my. That is what I'm trying to do here. Yes, correct.
I want everyone to know. When I conceptualized this game, I did not realize it was going to be used to delete footage of myself murdering someone that has been stored inside of an educational facility's
No. How could you?
artificial intelligence, so that it could instead be replaced by 400 servers of an online game. That is too many servers, or maybe not enough. I'm not really sure.
Well,
I also like that it's 400 servers. So it's like you said, can you replace this 1 gig of footage with 300 terabytes, please?
Ayg doesn't understand computers on like a technical, physical level. He's just friends with them.
Is your computer skill just like, I like computers?
I mean, how could you predict this?
Yeah,
I don't think anyone could
I
predict
doesn't
this.
like computers. She just
I
likes them.
like them. I think they're
Nice.
neat.
Okay. Dylan, what do you want from me, dude? What is
I'm trying to use my computer skill to convince the computer that this is a really good idea.
Okay.
Oh man.
I love the bit. I love the bit. I'm going to allow you to roll this because it would be hysterical. I would say it's quite a high DC.
Okay.
Because it is a hyper intelligent AI, and you're already hostile to it.
Oh,
Or rather, it's hostile to
Okay.
you, not you're hostile to it. It's hostile to you, as much as an AI can be, it understands that doing this would be a bad thing. I'm gonna say, because I know that your computers is absolutely obnoxious. We're level 3 now, right, gamers?
That is correct.
Okay, so it's quite high. I'm gonna say 27.
Oof. So I have to roll on the die. An 18.
Oh boy. Is there any way I can assist? I do have my game console with me.
Fucking hell. Theriac, first things first.
Sure.
I'm gonna let you roll a computers.
Me roll computers. Sure.
You roll a computers. If you get over 20, I'm going to let Dylan roll with advantage here.
Okay, great.
In this fucking little roll.
No, that's okay, bud. It's
No.
okay.
It's alright. You fought amicably. I am being a butt
Okay.
in this little in this
No,
situation.
you're being
I
so
am
fine.
simply-
I'm really...
I'm just terrified of the education system. That's all it is.
That's all. I forget which one of you has been a dick to me today.
I am on the edge of my
I am
seat.
fucking-
I am
Science.
so
Dylan, science says it doesn't matter. They're both dice.
How dare you?
ugh.
No.
Oh.
It is a
No.
23.
Oh. Oh. If you said 200, yeah. That would not be beneficial for me.
All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye. The lights and flick back to their normal brightness. The outside also seems to relay the same light as earlier, as school and seems to fall back into the stage. The small pedestal that you pick the cred stick from lowers, and then the podium re-raises.
I pocket the credits. I nudge Theriac and start heading the way we came.
Do you find that alarming?
I find it extremely alarming. I want to find out what this nebula's about.
Nebula and the Rocketeers, or whatever.
The far travelers.
Far
but
travelers.
Nebula and the Far
we
Travelers.
should be safe as long as it can't contact them, but I think we should find out why. So that maybe we could keep it that way.
I propose a research grant.
A research grant?
A proposition, rather. There's no money needed.
Explain.
We, to the best of our ability, uncover as much as we can about Nebula and the Far Travelers. Ideally, not alarming them to any of our research.
Of course.
I would really love that footage destroyed.
I would too.
I think that would be perhaps the crux of our research, because I don't know if you know this. There's not a lot of people like me out here in this system. So
Right, you're the first one I've met.
yes. So you know.
I get it. Well, that will be our top priority then.
Whenever we come across somewhere or someone that has some connection to this affiliation, we will do our best to try and scrub the records.
I think that's a very fair plan.
Research.
Speaking of research, as we walk hastily, I assume, out of this building, and back towards the entrance to the lower decks, I want to just confirm the credit stick when I do the transfer. Does it work, and is it what I expected it to be?
Yep. You... Yeah, cred sticks are pretty much just like almost a USB that you like plug into a device that has your account on it, and you plug it in and your bank account goes from whatever it is, and it as like numbers and numbers and numbers and numbers and numbers are like put on it, and then whatever you had before plus 100,000.
Okay, I do that, and then I say, I owe you a fair bit of money.
You... For what?
Well, you're going to be the genius who figures out what that crystal is.
Oh, yes, the study you wanted me to conduct on the crystal.
Mm-hmm.
What was its name? You gave it?
Spot.
Spot, yes. I think... Ideally, I would conduct it as soon as we got back to the patchwork. However, much of my study has made me realize that I am going to need far more complicated technologies and devices in order to continue studying this particular specimen. So, perhaps pocket your credits for now, and I could probably give you a better estimate of what would be more appropriate.
Okay. Well, this is getting split up, isn't it? So...
Oh, between
we should all have...
the 5 of us?
I believe so.
That would be myself, you, Tom, Skye, Scrap. Yes? That's everyone?
That's everyone I know of.
Might as well send it. Is there... You know what? Actually, do you think it might be safer to wait until we're off of Saga?
Considering everything? Maybe. But, you know what? Maybe Skye knows something about all this.
Perhaps. I mean, she is a local, after all. You probably know this place better.
These people?
Better than I know my own laboratory.
All right, let's get out of here.
Let's get the hell out of here.
So I know you were saying get to the entrance of the lower decks, but I hope you don't mind if we cut to Azhaam, Skye, and Tohib, who is driving.
Absolutely.
Since they stated that they were going to... I think they text you saying they were going to meet you outside of this school.
Got a text that said, meet you at Skull.
Yeah, that's what
that is true. Was that ever confirmed? Was it the question marks?
I did reply back, school. Sorry. Azhaam isn't very talkative on text. Very short.
More like a telegram than a smartphone.
Yeah. Imagine your terse grandfather speaking to you on text. He doesn't understand why you couldn't have just called him.
What a
and
wonderful
frankly,
image.
He's kind of disappointed. But he'll try his best. And frankly, all these keys are... What is autocorrect doing? Why is the computer trying to interpret his words? He's good enough to do it himself. That kind of energy.
But regardless, you were sent the message right? You sent that message of school. Is this what Theriac and Ayg, are you, like, privy to this information? Are you going to actually just head off to the entrance, or will you wait?
If we are able to figure out that they're headed here, then
We
we
just
will
wait.
try to lay low a little.
Grand. Well, if you don't mind, as if I can take some liberties, I imagine that the conversation you just had was like as you were navigating through the school's halls and getting to outside. Azhaam, Skye, you, after you say that you're going to the upper decks, Toby like, oh right, okay, sure. Pulls over after a few streets, gets out, hustles you into like another car that is in the same car park just near them that they also seem to have a key for. But this car, as it starts up, it and then hovers slightly off the ground. They take off out of the car park and ride the smog road out to the upper decks. And they drive to the road of the of Waymorths. I have no idea why you'd want to come here, but yeah, if this is where you want to go, there you are. It's just down the street.
Thanks for the hot dog beer.
Oh, of course. Hey, listen, we do the best hot dog beer in the lower decks. So if you ever want one of those, another one at least, you make sure to come on by. Don't be a stranger.
Thank you. Yeah.
You should get out the car. As both of you do, you stand on this real clean street with this photo church next to you and Wayworth's is just ahead.
So, we just wait out front for them, or...
Well, either that or charge into a big void hive. No pun intended.
Wait out. I mean, I wanted to meet up with them because I thought that this might be a little bit more dangerous than the appearance lets on.
I'm sure if it was shots, we'd hear from outside.
Oh, I'm not so sure. The walls are pretty thick in there. I'm just gonna text him and say that we're outside.
You send the text. This would be around the same time as Ayg and Theriac. You were in the main hall talking to school, but your phones didn't buzz and you didn't seem to get any form of message until we'd reached like up to the same like timeline. So until you left, like walked outside, you seem to have no signal on your phones.
Okay. Can I make note of that somehow? Like, if I pull out my phone, will I notice that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it would say, like, message from, like, half an hour ago.
Okay.
Even though you just received it on your phone. So, yeah, you can easily make a note of that.
No, as soon as I see that, I run out the rest of the way of the building.
Nice.
And look for familiar faces.
You see him?
I'm just holding like my rib cage. You have any skin oh, there. Hello.
Do you have any spare skin going?
Skin tape is what he was gonna say. But he got cut off.
All of the children seem to have like as Theriac and Ayg, you leave, the bell, the school bell rings, and all of the children start like filtering inside behind you, as well as some teachers. All the teachers. You get you still have that like pulse sense, and not all of the teachers give you the same pulse, but some of them do. A majority of them do.
I really don't like that. I will explain maybe on the patchwork.
You two all right? Yeah.
We should probably get back to the patchwork.
I think so.
Yeah, I feel like Azhaam could use some patching up.
Oh, I'm fine.
Hold on. Don't worry. Hold on. 1 moment. Theriac is gonna grab something out of their inventory. I believe this chemolizer. Oh wait, no, that is not correct. I do have a med kit though.
Nice.
Can I use this med kit to patch up Azhaam?
What does a med kit do in Star? Hold on, med kit.
The basic med kit has spray, antiseptic, bandages, and handheld instruments designed to examine, explore, and treat common ailments. This basic med kit allows you to attempt DC 25 medicine checks to treat deadly wounds.
It's not deadly wounds. I would imagine deadly wounds are like 0 HP deadly, but you can use the medkit to patch Azhaam up all day, absolutely no question. You're smart enough to be able to do that. Like, no rolls needed, you can just patch him up.
I am a scientist.
You are a scientist. You know bodies. Yes.
I mean, Theriac's a scientist for, like, killer bees and zombie slugs.
Humanoids, oozes, eldritch beings, all somewhat similar. It's all just a matter of rewiring and different chemical compositions. And
in what way is someone like me similar to an eldritch being?
Oh, you know, sentience and all that nonsense all the philosophers like to talk about, and it's just going through and stitching up and taping up and just giving you all the bandages. Maybe a few staples if you need it.
Are you for doing this outside of the school?
No. I would like to say I would wait until we are back in the vehicle.
Oh, wonderful. Yes.
We have a vehicle?
Do we have a vehicle still?
Well, Tohi would have delivered you to where you need to go, and then turned around and left. But if you, like, hailed in a, can my friends come as well? We need a lift back.
We ask really nicely. Before we head into the presumed vehicle, Skye is going to take one look at the school, exhale, and then turn around. Leave.
Have you ever been in there before?
Yeah.
It's a school. She's a child.
Well, we have schools down in the lower decks too. I was just wondering, because I haven't.
School for young and gifted, and I point to Skye. Young, also
and gifted.
Well, I guess I'm very curious if it was the same just now as when you were there.
I have a feeling that it'll never change.
So, okay.
Oh, all right.
Tohi like opens the door. Yeah, so it's fine. You all come in. I'm not a cab, and we do need to go. So.
I'm so sorry, but we would be stranded here.
No, yeah, I gathered.
Please help us.
You said you wanted to go to the scrapyard, and then you said you wanted to go to the school, and I saw no cars here. I imagined. It's okay. Don't worry.
I thought we
Just
would
get
be
back
going
in.
with them and helping them with their situation, but we got here a little late. So could you please? I could pay you more. Please get
You're fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm terribly sorry. What's your name?
Mine, Tohib.
Tohib
is the name.
It's a pleasure.
Mm-hmm. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
No, of course. No, it's literally no trouble. It's fine, honest. Friend of Scraps, who's a friend of... A friend of someone who's a friend of someone who's a friend of Scraps is a friend of mine. You're all okay. Don't you worry about it.
Oh.
You know Scrap?
Tangentially. A little bit. He gets around. I knew his kid, actually. Yeah.
What?
Wait.
Yeah, his son.
Toby, we weren't supposed to know that.
Oh, well, then we won't. Right?
Yeah, we're a crew that understands the nature of secrets, I think.
and the importance of secrets
Yeah, sorry, that's
to any
my fault.
individual, whether that be Scrap, or myself, or Ayg, or Theriac.
Somebody else, maybe?
Or Skye, obviously.
So then, if we're not supposed to know, then we don't know.
I think I got hit on the head too many times.
That's a fair point.
And they did leave off on great terms. Anyway, I'm not supposed to be speaking about it. Okay, right. Let's get you to the patchwork. The car takes off back down the smog road, and instead of changing this time, the car that they were driving around the lower decks is like a little smaller than this one. They stop by just at scrapyard first. Right, there you go. I hope I see you again, but in kind of circumstances. And we don't need this. You all get out, and you arrive at Scrapyard. Tohi pulls the car and drives off back down the roads into what you assume is a small car park to change the car around and go back to Jajon's. Pretty quick, because Skye, you know the codes and how to get in. You know that it's like nigh impossible to get into this place in particular without understanding the codes and how to work. Scrapper's like had this place pretty fucking locked down, and he knows how to set up like a good security system. But you know how to do it. You unlock all the codes, and you get past the robots, and you say hi to some little mechs that are walking around half broken, and you see the patchwork. But it looks slightly different, as it's had a tiny bit of an upgrade. The front still has the dome, submarine-like, that has that full 180 view. You see Scrap on top of it, securing the last little bit of these two folded wings that sit on top of the patchwork. At the center, almost the small of the back where these two wings meet, is the drift core, encapsulated by this large metal see-through container. The inside looks a little bit gutted, as you see like the chairs that you had and the beds that you were sleeping on all outside. Oh, hey!
It's looking great!
Well, thank you very much. He slams his hand on top of the little drift core. Yeah, we've affixed the drift drives here. I didn't really know. I didn't really want any extra engines aboard, so I stole some ideas from the Valkyrie class ships. The fact that they have wings that help them get through the drift. I thought it looked neat. I also was wondering if any of you wanted any form of upgrade or a little extra thing just for yourselves inside of the patchwork. I can get that sorted. I have a bunch of reference pictures. It shouldn't take me too long. I've pulled the chairs out just in case you wanted to bring the chairs back in, and I've pulled out the beds, but if you wanted like a slightly better sleeping area or a better kitchen.
Looks like you already like added an alpha thing to that compressor, so like I'm happy.
I'm personally okay with not having any upgrades regarding me, but I would highly suggest, as someone who has paraded through your pantries, to allow yourselves some better kitchenware and appliances so that you can give yourself proper nutrition.
That's true.
It's very dangerous in space to not have vital nutrients and vitamins that need to keep your body maintained and working properly. So
Yeah. That's actually a great idea. It cost me like a couple of grand, because you don't want a fabricator from a scrapyard. So I went out and bought one. It's slightly upgraded. It can do basic meals, but it's not sludge anymore. And it does actual coffee, human coffee as well, not Kalishtar, the thick goop. It does actual coffee and some weird earth stuff and basic meals. So yes,
that's a great start.
It's something.
Right. This is very fascinating, and I like.
Oh my god!
enthusiasm and
Holy shit! Are you okay? Jesus Christ! You're bleeding out of like. Oh my god! Are you? Scrap like immediately gets off.
Just fine. Proper surgery on board the ship.
Holy shit! Okay,
I
sure.
just like brushed my arm, and flakes of like crust fall off. I'm gonna take a nap.
Okay, did the race go okay? I assumed that you guys would be fine.
We have a lot to discuss.
Okay.
You're looking at a death race champion over here.
Holy shit.
Well, only because literally everyone helped. Otherwise, I would not have only lost that race, but I'd be dead.
Well, fuck. I didn't know. I'll be honest, I didn't think anyone could win that who won.
Oh, that's true, by the way. But we have 100,000 credits to share.
No,
Holy shit.
promised it, Tommy. Whole reason for doing this.
Who?
Who?
I'm gonna.
All
the
right.
beds have been taken out of the patchwork, right?
Yeah. I'll put him in. It won't take me long at all. Frederick clicks, and then a little
Before
like.
you even have time, he just like sits down on one and immediately falls asleep.
This
That seems like a good idea.
This like kind of muscled, almost gorilla-looking robot comes over. Is like, hey Fred, we're gonna need the things back on the ship. I know I just told you to get it, but apparently we're leaving, sleeping, doing it. Theriac, you seem like you were in a rush.
We should. I have a lot to update you about.
I think we should go.
We should probably go if these upgrades are not too urgent.
Okay, sure. Frederick, you can pick Azhaam up, right? Picks up Azhaam with this like these two like big robotic gorilla arms, and then kind of walks in like with the bed. Scrap rushes in, pulls the like debris of chairs and beds in, and a few other things. They're just strewn loose on the floor. Right. I think for a time being, till at least we're in the air, we're just gonna have to fly with this. Is everyone okay? We're just holding on to something.
Oh, okay.
God, sure.
Yeah, you seem like strong people. Flick on a light, and the ramp like raises. You hear the of the engines as they light up. Okay, you're all holding on to something, right?
Yes.
All right, good stuff. Back in the air we go. And they hit the engines as you're all pulled slightly as the patchwork takes off, and you are all in the air. And after a while of noise, this thunderous fire from the engines, there is a quiet as the chairs that have been flung to the back of the patchwork just slowly start floating, and you all re-arrive in deep space onto where it is you're going to go next. You want to say something? Because I was just about to say that's the end of our session.
I do. Can I do something very quick? I promise it won't be very long.
I would love it. Please finish up the session. Let's go.
Can I have my pass. Theriac, do you still have your pass that we took?
Oh, I believe so. Hold on.
Did I have it?
It pulls it out of the little breast pocket. The one that says smallpox.
That's the one.
Here you go.
Thank you. Just in case I can do anything more about this later.
Sure.
But thank you for coming with me.
It's no problem. Sorry for... Well, I'm not sorry.
You shouldn't be sorry.
We got very vital information.
We did, and we'll get more. I feel very certain of that. Good night, Theriac. And Ayg will go back to her little tunnel, and where she has on one side her like cutout magazine clippings of her friends, on the other side she's gonna like stick her and Theriac's passes on the wall on the other side.
And as Ayg leans back, having stuck the two visitors' passes on the side of the wall, camera zooms out to the patchwork, now in deep space, flying on to its next little adventure. And that is where we're going to leave it today, gamers. Hooray, hey ho, Mo is literally falling asleep. It is 4 a.m.
Oh my god, Momo.
Hi there, beautiful, wonderful souls. Thank you so much for listening to the Atomless. I have a few quick thank yous before I shout out the players. The first one is that today's episode was guest edited by the beautiful, wonderful content creator, YouTuber Momo O'Brien. Oh my god, so talented, so wonderful. Momo O'Brien, of course, plays Skye. You can check her out on Momo O'Brien pretty much everywhere. And she makes YouTube videos about immersive experiences, and it fucking rules. And she plays Skye. Did I already say that? I think I already said that. Our music today was provided by Alexander Nakarada under their free use license, and our soundscapes were by Michael Gelfi, again under their fair use. We use their patrons. We also have bought their licensing, and I super recommend that y'all subscribe to their patrons as well, because our show would not be what it is without them. I want to thank you, our hosts, the Welcome In. If you want to listen to the full version of this episode, completely unedited, just like as it's recorded, then head on over to their YouTube, where you can find all of the unedited Atomless and also their beautiful other shows, or you could also watch us live, which is every other Wednesday, as well as Conundrum Company, Off the Rails. They have fucking Cos Playground on some Sundays. Their schedule is just the most hip and hopping thing all around. I super recommend them. I play Stay With, of course, Momo O'Brien, Super Dylan playing Ayg, Norden Ali, who is Werewolf Feels on socials, who played Azhaam, Andre Rivera Art, who plays our wonderful little garlic Theriac, and it is me, Matthew Egberg, Captain Krail, who voiced all the other little people, pew-pews, a little scrap guy, all of that stuff. Thank you all so much for listening. I love you all so much. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this show, rating, reviewing us on whatever podcasting app you have is literally the best thing you could possibly do. And also telling friends, talking about us, all that jazz. It really helps the show grow, and it rules. It's very validating. I love it very much. If you have any art, then go on Twitter, post it under the hashtag #TheAtomless. It's just the Atomless, but with an R in it, because I'm very clever. And we will retweet, talk about it. It's a fucking honor if you have any art, no matter how small it is. Anyway, love you all very much. Thank you so much for listening. And I hope the next time we fly through the Atomless Sea, I hope you'll be there to fly with us. See you later, cool kid gamers. Abajo bajo bajo bajo.